Hey everybody, it's Kenneth again. Welcome back to the SHOEGAZER channel, where we talk about effect pedals, exciting music gear, home production and more, all around the beautiful noise and otherworldly soundscapes. 3 weeks ago I performed with my project Unkenny Valleys for the very first time as a one-man band. I was only using my guitar and a pedalboard, and since I'm doing this channel I was trying to figure out how I should set up my pedalboard to make it work for a live set. So you guys seem to enjoy the concert very much, and you asked me if I could explain a little bit more in depth what my pedalboard is all about. So this is what I'm going to do today. I want to structure this a little bit to make it all clear. I'm using a multi-stomp guitar pedal by Line 6 that is called HX Stomp XL, which has 8 stomps. 6 of those you can use to turn on and off sounds. 4 of those you can use to switch between very complex presets, which is super useful for my live setup because I'm using different sounds all the time for solos, for rhythm sections. Sometimes I also play bass with my guitar using the octaver from the HX Stomp XL. I also use loop pedals, like these 2 Jamman Solo XT pedals by Digitech, not any bigger as any usual Boss pedal or something like that. I'm telling you later why I'm using exactly these. Then you can see here a Hardwire RV7 stereo reverb. This pedal I'm using to generate my basic sound because there is a reverse reverb on it and a gated reverb to put it in front of my distortions. It extends the distortion signal in an interesting way. Also, when I'm not using any distortion, I like using it to generate a atmospheric carpet of lush sounds. Then you see a Nectar expression pedal that is connected to the HX Stomp. With this one I'm generating the filter sounds in my song She Says Me Again. A Boss VE500 vocal performer pedal to be able to mix my vocals exactly as I like it, using compression, EQs and also reverb, delays and other effects that sound interesting to me. All those come together in a tiny mixer, so I can run all of these pedals in stereo into this mixer and send out a stereo signal where everything is combined. So I don't need any amp. I only use this and a guitar. Usually I use my Fender Jaguar Cyber-Jag Guitar with a built-in Archive MPX sample player. But this video is very special to me as it's sponsored by the company Donner. Donner is a very great music gear company that offers musicians on a low budget to get access to high quality gear. This is why I'm using a Telecaster by Donner in this video, just to demonstrate you guys how good it can sound. And also the whole pedalboard that I'm using here is based on a Donner pedalboard. It has the dimensions of 50 × 28 centimeters. I couldn't find any other pedalboard on the market with these dimensions. I needed it because when I put together all of my pedals, it just needed exactly this size. I just couldn't find a MIDI controller that is a little smaller than this one, but that's no problem, it works. To power all of these high voltage pedals, I'm using a Ciox DC7 power supply, which you can see right now, it's on the back side. It's very flat and small, and you can use lots of different DC patch cables to connect all your different pedals with it, so this is very useful. I really recommend it to you guys if you're using Digitech and Line 6 pedals, because sometimes those have different DC pin sizes. Mostly they have 2.5 millimeters. Here you can see all the yellow cables are 2.5 millimeter DC patch cables. So this is it. By the end of the video I'm doing a giveaway, so make sure that you watch the whole video here. Yeah, so let me start with the guitar sounds. First of all, this is the Donner Telecaster standard guitar. The signal that you hear now is the guitar right into the interface, so there is no amp between it. So these are both pickups. Now you only hear the single coil with the higher frequencies. And now the single coil with the lower settings. So, for my basic guitar tone, I use an impulse response to simulate my amp that I use at home or live usually. But I don't want to carry around my amp all the time, so I have set up my amp right in my HX Stomp XL because it's possible. If you want to know how I did this, check out my latest video about how you can digitalize vintage gear. There I explain every step of how you can create your own IRs. So this is my Fender Princeton amp in this pedal. I like using both pickups of this guitar as it gives me warmth and trebles at the same time. So, as I told you, my basic sound is always based on reverse reverb that sounds like this. And if I don't want this, if I want to play single notes, for example, I like using the gated mode. This would be a usual lead note, and in this case it would be a little longer. Then I like using some basic distortion. The HX Stomp has lots of different distortions. Here I use a DS1 vintage drive that sounds like this. It works really good with the Digitech RV7 in front of it. Also, when I use the reverse reverb, it's very dynamic as well. So if you're new here on the Shoegazer channel, shoegaze is basically all about weird effect, mainly reverb, fuzz and delay. So if you never heard the sound before and you don't know what to do with it, I use this to create ambient carpets, ambient spheres. So then I like using a more aggressive tone. Here I have a big horn fuzz, which is a simulation of the big muff. I like using big muff sounds to generate a synth-like guitar sound using my gated reverb in front of it. That would sound like this. Right now it doesn't sound like a synthesizer. Usually I like adding some chorus to it and some delay. Here for example is some delay. The delay itself sounds like this. I like using the tap here if I need it. with the gated. To have the impression of playing in a big room. Of course, I love using reverb. So here I have a dynamic hall. I put it right after my amp simulation, so it seems like the amp would be in the room. Other than the delay, I put this in front of my amp to give it the impression it would be a delay pedal. And when I combine both of those, gated. It's just an example. Let's say I use this vintage distortion here. And then I add some fuzz. This could be a basic guitar sound for me. Here you can see I'm in the snapshot mode. Just hit the mode button and now I'm in the preset mode. So here is, for example, my bass preset. Yeah, I also can go down to other banks for other songs. Let's say I play She Saves Me Again, I would use this. And maybe I want to switch to this sound after that. These sounds are all coming from the Line 6, so just so you know that it's able to generate lots of great shoegaze tones. With reverse reverb you have much more ambience here. Isn't it lovely? Now it's about the loopers. You can see there are two loopers, the Jamman Solo XT. They didn't continue this looper, so there are no updates for it or something like that. Such items are much more interesting for me, especially when it's getting rare and people don't like to use it. Because all of us want to have a very unique guitar style and guitar sound. What's cool about this pedals is that you can preset a tempo. You can see here there's a 97 BPM tempo. I can store it here. Next time I'm hitting this pedal, it will give me 1 bar, 4 clicks. Just by watching it, I'm watching the light of the tempo, I know exactly where I am. Let's say I want to play She Saves Me Again here. To have a rhythm, I pre-programmed a simple hi-hat here on my Jamman Solo XT. This one is only there for rhythm. So I have the rhythm here and then I loop something. 1, 2, 3, 4. here's my loop. And then I chose the next bank here. And then the beat starts. So this is how I do my sound. Here's how I use the filter. I activate it. Yeah, I stop everything. So this is how it works. I'm using the Nectar expression pedal. For the first show it did work, but now it's making this weird noises. You can hear there's something wobbling. It's how it is for now. I guess I will update this later. With this foot switch here, I'm only controlling the beats, so I can go through all the banks. For example, here's a beat, and when I hit this, it counts to the next one and gives me the beat, which is really useful. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here it gives me some ride, for example. I can go back and then it stops. Really useful. Yeah, this is kind of my drummer. For songs that I already finished and produced, I have backings here, like this one. But as this thing is stereo and gives you some really good output quality, it's really useful to use it as a backing track setup. Much easier to concentrate on your guitars and on your performance. And not watching your pedals too much, because as a shoegazer you're watching your pedals very often, but as a one-man band it's hard to do this all the time. So you see, I have a microphone here. When I bypass this, there's no effect on it. It's the Boss Vocal Performer VE500. It's perfect to set up a basic vocal sound with compression and EQs like you would like to hear it on stage. So you wouldn't need someone who mix your sounds. You can do this all by yourself in your studio, in your practice room, or at home, wherever you like. I would recommend using no headphones for this. After I mixed everything on a PA or on my studio monitors, I'm using headphones to have a basic mix for a live stage. I think I wouldn't need headphones when I have a monitor in front of me, for example. Headphones is just what I use to practice it. This vocal effect gives me the possibility to switch through presets that I made for every song. Here on Iron Note the verse, on Iron Note the chorus, on She Saves Me Again, other side. I can use lots of stuff here. I even could use it as a vocoder effect. You can hear this. I don't use the vocoder so much. I actually just need delay, reverb. So I have a very great and ambient-like sound for my ambient-like music. Let me demonstrate a song for you. Yeah, so this is how it works. I can add some harmonies to it. As you can hear, there are harmonies on it. I can turn them off here on the harmony pedal. It's really nice. And for the chorus, I have a higher harmony in the background. This is a dream, and not at all. I gotta go. Amen on Iron Note. Yeah, so this is my little ambient machine here. These are all the sounds. If you want to know more about it in depth, I could also explain exactly how I wired everything and how I built the whole pedal board in another video. And of course I want to show you what I would do usually with my guitar here. This is my Cyber-Jag guitar that I told you of. It has a sampler and I'm using it with this looper here most of the time. But sometimes I just play vocal parts that I want to sample, or any specific synth sounds that I designed in the studio on my computer. Or sometimes I just like jamming beats with it. I want to show you what I could do when I play an ambient track here. But I don't just play beats or something like that. I could also play samples like this here.
We have a focusing mechanism that we call a physical body. And it gives us all this heavy physical sensory input that gets us and keeps us phased into time-space.
So this is really cool. I mean, if you have a sample player on board, you can get very creative. In the live stream I also sampled John Lennon and I pitched his voice a little bit, and it's really interesting what you can come up with.
Imagine there's no heaven, no hell below us.
What I really like is when he sings you. And it's so cool to have this here. You can always use it or play it together.
And the world will be as one.
It's just to have some fun. I mean, why not? You can also sample Ian Curtis if you want.
Love, love will tear us apart again.
And the coolest thing is that you don't need a computer. It's all on board on the guitar, you know? Really love it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Also hit the little bell button to get notified every time I upload a new video, because I know from experience that most of you guys don't get the update because of this. As I promised, I'm doing a giveaway today, as I love loopers and I really like my Donner pedalboard and also the sound of the Donner guitar. I have here a super cute looper for you guys. It's the triple looper by Donner. It's mono, it's super simple, it has 3 banks, you can save all your ideas on this, it fits on every pedalboard. You can take it with you on your vacations or wherever you like, just jam with it, it's so cute. I'm giving this away if you want it. All you have to do is leaving me a comment and tell me what you liked about this video most and why you would like to have this pedal. Subscribe to the channel and like this video, and I will announce the winner in 2 weeks on my Instagram and Facebook page, so make sure that you follow my social media pages as well. Thanks for watching, it was so much fun to do this. I hope it's inspired you in a way, and I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching and see you later.